Please don't forget our U.S. veterans. Growing awareness for veteran suicide. Hashtag 22 a day no more. Veterans, you always have a place here. There is a number in the description of all of my videos for some good folk that can help you if you are in despair. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing here today? I was hoping to get a couple more people into the room to get started, but I'm sure people will catch it on the replay. So welcome, everybody. So let me go around the room before I do the intro of all this stuff. Gene and Kayla Johnson. What's up, Johnsons? Always a pleasure to see you guys here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Samurai Bird, the Birdman's in the house. Shane Wright's in the house. Shane, great talk earlier, bro. My boy Scab's in the room. I know you got to probably crash in a little while. You got to get to work. Try to get to some of the juicy stuff really quick. And BC Gerbs is around. What's up, Gerbs? How you doing, buddy? He is the fire master, of course. So without further ado, guys, I wanted to, we can call this kind of maybe a pilot of what I'm trying to, a new segment that I wanted to try and put out there. And it is pertaining to content creating. Okay, so it's geared towards content creators. Now, who the hell am I to tell you how to do your videos? I'm nobody. But I think I wanted to kind of share how I approach videos. And given my background, I wanted to let you know where I'm coming from and why I approach the videos the way I do. I'm hoping that I can enlighten you into possibly changing something up or making something better. Now, by all means, guys, Pete Morrissey, what's up, Pete? How you doing, buddy? Time is it over there right now? Thanks for joining me, man. So Gruggs is in the room. What's up, Gruggs? So basically, I just want to put a little disclosure out. I'm not here to criticize anything that anybody does on YouTube in terms of how they approach their videos, how they approach, basically putting their stuff out there. Because first and foremost, what I have to say is the fact that I respect all content creators. Because I got to tell you, it takes some cojones to go out on YouTube, to put your face out there and to put your voice out there and to just kind of share yourself with the world. So it really takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage to kind of go out in front of a camera and just do what I'm doing right now. Now, I can't even say I'm perfectly comfortable in front of the camera yet. Okay. I have been behind the camera lens all my life. So that approach to kind of 100 hours Tuesday morning. What's up, bud? Yes, it's early there. I hope you got your coffee. It might be a little too early for your beer, but I hope you have your coffee very nearby, Pete. So it just takes a lot of courage to go in front of the camera and do what you do. Like I said, I've been behind the lens all my life. So for me to take that step to kind of go from in back of the lens and be, the talent or the person who's speaking to the camera, it really it took a lot of courage on my part to basically make that transition. So I have all the respect in the world for all my fellow content creators, all my friends that I know are on YouTube, for everyone that's on YouTube. I have great respect for everything that you guys do. So I'm not here to ridicule or tell you how to do your thing. I'm just letting you know how I do my thing. And then maybe you can kind of take something from that and maybe implement it into something you do within creating your YouTube videos. Now, the reason why I started doing this is because I did receive a lot of comments through the chat, through friends saying that, you should do something with tech. You have such, this large background in what you do. Your videos are very detailed. You put a lot of work and effort into them. Maybe you should share what you do. So I said, you know what? Why not? So I wanted to kind of try out this live. Let me know what you guys think. I don't even have a proper name for it. I mean, I'm calling it Tech Talk for the Content Creator. I may not even call it that at the end of the day. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of put this out there to let you know where I'm coming from. What's up, Tina? Thanks for joining us, Tina. And thanks for putting out the post on the community for me. Appreciate that. Tina, you're always there behind us. So Deviant Creations and Adventures, thanks for joining us. Welcome everybody into the room. So I have like a couple of PowerPoints that I kind of put down. So I know I'm going to be upset with this live at the end of the day because there's so much that I want to discuss. I just want to kind of touch upon, many different things and hopefully kind of build something from there and make it up into a new segment. I'll make it up into lives and possibly also make up individual videos. I may actually go onto TikTok and make like little individual segments for certain areas of production in terms of the camera, lighting, composition, editing, this, that, and the other thing. So again, if you guys are comfortable doing what you're doing, that's perfect. If it's getting you where you need it to be and it's making you happy, perfectly fine. You don't need to change, a wheel that's not broken. But I felt like I needed to let you know how I approach things and how I engage in everything. So I'll give you a little bit of my background first, just to let you know I know what I'm talking about a little bit. So I'll give you a little bit of my background. So well before I was a content creator, I have been pretty much all my life dealing in cinematography and photography. I've been a pro cinematographer, cameraman, photographer, portrait photographer, sound engineer, lighting coordinator. I've done every aspect of a production. I have done. I've worked in movie houses. I've internshipped in movie houses. Um, I got degrees in broadcasting and technology, so I have that background behind me. And on a normal basis, I shoot, major productions with 4 or 5 camera people on a job. And I edit productions with up to 1,000 clips and 5 different camera angles. So basically, what I'm doing on YouTube, um, hold on, let me see. Does he Scab? What are you saying, Scab? Just put out the information if you don't watch that with them. So exactly, I'm just putting it all out there, Scab. Exactly, I'm just putting it all out there. You guys take it the way you want it. So and on a normal basis, I normally shoot, okay, these large scale productions, multi camera, editing with thousands of clips, multiple cameras. So it's whatever I'm doing on YouTube is pretty much small potatoes to what I normally do. But normally I'm behind the camera and I'm not in front of the camera, kind of working on the production and working on what I'm doing at the same time. So I know what a challenge it can definitely be to set up that camera, make sure your sound is good, make sure you're in a place where there's good lighting, and then kind of take it and put it together. So I can understand how most people try to kind of approach everything with their cell phones. Cell phone is an amazing, amazing device. Okay. The fact that basically you have something in your pocket that you can record yourself, you can stream it on YouTube immediately after you're done. You could even edit it on your phone. There's a lot of, editing softwares. A lot of people edit on their phones and put, simply put things together just to get it out on YouTube. And you could do it pretty much in record time. Okay. Um, Given my background, I felt like I needed to approach it in the way that I wanted to approach it. So that's why I do what I do. Okay. Now, basically, let me look at my PowerPoint list here. In terms of how you approach your videos. Now, if you wanted to kind of get to that next step in terms of quality, you have to kind of you have to break away from the cell phone eventually, okay? Because there's only a certain amount you can do with the cell phone. Now, I understand a lot of people out there are using their cell phones. They've been very successful with them. They've been getting videos out there. They have a lot of so on and so forth. What's up, Shredder? But if you wanted to basically really bring your stuff to a next level in terms of quality, you have to kind of change your outlook and how you approach video. So that's really what I'm trying to do with these segments, is to try and give you some tidbits of things that I use, how I approach things, and how I kind of get everything into the mainstream and keep it in a professional standpoint. Now, see, my belief is when you create a video, there's a couple of things that you need to have in tune in order to have a quality video. Okay. You have to have cameras. You have to have you have to have semi-pro cameras. Okay. DSLRs, okay, are pretty much where you want to be, okay, in terms of really taking your videos to the next level. Okay. when you're shooting detailed things like knives and swords and things like that, and you're showing products, okay, the cell phone can do some things justice. But if you really want to take it to that next step higher and really grow, okay, your channel into something else, okay, you need to get into something of a DSLR. Okay, I'll get into this camera in a little bit. Lighting is important. Sound is important. So it's basically picture composition, sound, along with lighting. Okay. If you don't have good sound and people can't hear you, you kind of lose your audience before you even really get into the product that you're trying to review. Okay. Audio is extremely important. Most people will put YouTube on and may not even watch it and just have it on in the background. And if your audio is not good, or it's cutting in and out, or it's out of sync, or if there's something going on, the audio is just, it's going to represent what you're trying to do. So audio is extremely important. Okay. So let me get to my checklist here, guys. So what are you guys doing in the room? John Peters is in the room. What's up, buddy? Say hello to Pete already. It's about basically making it engaging. Okay. You have to make it engaging by being able to give it the detail that you envision. Okay. How I approach videos is I approach it as if I'm telling a story. Okay. I try to have some kind of an introduction to what I'm about to do. Now, a lot of it goes into editing. I have a firm belief that every YouTuber needs to basically get into their own editing platform. They need to be able to put their stuff together in an organized manner and to try and convey the type of story that you're trying to put out. It may be a story of a knife, something you're trying to review. Now, the way I approach reviews of knives or swords, I try to give you background on the company, background on what the company stands for, their reputation, okay, just to try and give you an outlook, because you're not only buying into a product, you're buying into the reputation of the company that's selling it. So you want to try and let people know what that reputation is and what that company stands for. And I try to convey that in most of the videos that I put out there, okay? Especially if it's a company I haven't dealt with before. Like when I put out my off-grid video, I've never dealt with off-grid before. So I really dug into off-grid. I even tried to get an interview with the owner, but he doesn't like being in front of the camera. But I tried to dig in to the company as a whole to see what they stand for. And I try to convey that over with the review of the products that I have in hand. So it's pretty much, I approach it as with an introduction, the content, and then some kind of an ending or an ending result. Okay. Obviously, whatever we're doing, guys, is all opinion based. Okay. All of my reviews, everything I put out there is opinion based. Okay. If I'm cutting, I'm not showing you basically I'm the best cutter in the world. I'm just showing you, I'm demonstrating what certain swords can do with different type of cutting mediums. Okay. So you have to know what you're representing and what you're trying to do. Once you have that plan, and once you have that story in mind, then you have to see how you're going to convey that story out there. And you need to do that with a quality picture, with quality sound. And I know you guys hate it, but you have to really learn how to edit. You have to learn to get into a certain editing platform and be able to put things together in an organized manner to convey that message, to convey what you're trying to do. Now, I will get into editing eventually. If this really takes off, and I'm going to be doing this, again, this is a pilot. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this on a steady basis. I wanted to see what you guys thought, and maybe I'll take off from there, and I'll attack different areas. So I'll do one show on specific cameras that I use, why I use these cameras, what I can achieve more than I can achieve, from working with a cell phone to working with a professional DSLR. Now, this is a Z series, okay, Nikon camera. This is probably a $2,000 camera, and then the lens is probably, it's expensive. You don't need to go this crazy. There are DSLRs on the market that you can purchase that can still give you great quality and give you a lot more control to what you're doing without having to spend all that money. Gerbs, what editing software to use? I personally use, which I'll get to it. I use I have a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. The Adobe Creative Cloud gives you a multitude of different types of programs that you can use for graphics to editing to sound production. It gives you a whole line of programs that I'm subscribed to, but I do it for my job. So I'm not saying you need to subscribe to an editing program. There are cheaper editing programs out there, which I'll get that into a show and let you know what things you can do. In this third, what are you saying, Gene? In this 3D world, bro, you're in the 4D, no jokes. Thanks, buddy. No, I listen. I appreciate the praise I'm getting for the people who really appreciate the amount of work that I put into the videos, the amount of painstaking details, and how everything is clean and uniform, color corrected, picture composition, sound is good. I appreciate the people who actually know and appreciate that, because more than you guys are appreciating what I'm doing, I'm trying to kind of appease myself. I don't think I have ever done a video that I have been totally satisfied with. I'm pretty much my own worst critic. And that's how you need to approach YouTube. You need to be your own worst critic. Okay. You need to criticize every video that you do and say, how could I have done this better? How could I have worded this better? How could I have shot this better? What kind of angle could I have taken, okay, to shoot this particular product? Or how could I approach this video to let people know what I really think about the product? Or what other details could I have put into this video to convey the message I'm trying to convey? So I honestly could tell you that I don't think I've ever been 100% satisfied with any video I've done, because I criticize what I do more than anybody before anybody else would say a word to me. So, and that just, it kind of keeps me going. It keeps me kind of trying to improve and reinvent myself. So you have to kind of push yourself to keep it going, because a lot of people polite out there, they probably won't tell you what's really on their mind. So you have to critique yourself and say, and I watch every single one of my videos, sometimes 2-3 times. Okay. Especially if it's a new product or it's a new approach. And I try to make notes to say, all right, you know what? Maybe I should have done this different. I'll do this differently next time. Okay. So you have to basically critique yourself and try to decide if whatever you did was engaging enough for people to want to stay out and watch it. Okay. All right. My vision and pretty much how I approach my videos is to make sure I have the proper picture composition. Picture composition is extremely important. You need to have stabilized equipment. You need to have tripods. You need to have certain things to stabilize your picture, so it doesn't look like you're on a boat, okay, when you're shooting your stuff, okay? Again, I am not criticizing any of your guys' videos. Just imagine basically, let me try to give you an example. Dynamo, what's up, buddy? Imagine if you have a contractor. And a contractor, you would imagine, has experience in all facets of the production, the building of a home, from foundation all the way up into the finishing work. Okay. So he has all of that background. So now if a contractor is building his or her own house, okay, they have it in their mind how they want to approach to build their own house. It doesn't matter basically what their neighbor is saying. It doesn't matter. They know how they want to approach to build their house, because they have a background in building homes for other people, and they know how they want to approach to build something that is theirs. And that's the way I look at it. If it's something, this is my career, this is what I do, and I know I have it in my mind how I want to approach it. Okay. And that means to get the best possible quality I can. Okay. The best possible lighting I can acquire, whether if it's not outdoors, and also just to make sure I have microphones. I have, different types of microphones to make sure everything gets picked up very, very clearly so people hear what I'm saying. Okay. And once I have the shots and something called B-roll and all of the external details that I do, and there's a lot of painstaking details that I put into the products. Before I even shoot the video, I shoot all of the details on the products, whether it be a sword or a knife or a product. I shoot all of the details, and I have that on a separate camera roll, okay? Because then that stuff is going to be put together to create what I'm trying to, the vision of what I'm trying to put out there. Once I have all the footage out there, I shoot it. I talk. I do my talkabouts. I'll do my voiceovers, my narrations. Then I had dump everything into my editing system. Okay. Aside from shorts, guys, there has not been anything that I put out there that has not been edited. Nothing. Everything has to be clean. Everything has to be organized. I'm a very basically in terms of editing and putting video productions out there. I have classic OCD, but I think it's more just because I have an expertise of how I want my videos to look and feel. Okay, and again, I criticize them myself and I push myself to make them better. So let me go to my point list here. You guys have any questions for me so far? Anybody want to say anything? Did you help your son with the video review to Ghost of Tsushima? If so, how did the two of you approach it? Um, my son, I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I sat my son down and I showed him, listen, this is how you edit. I helped him with his first two videos. And he's a bright kid. He's and technology wise, he completely takes after me. He loves technology. He's a very fast learner. So I kind of assisted him on his first couple of videos. On his ghost video, he kind of did it on his own. He kind of took as an example of how I told him to approach videos, and how I had told him you have to approach your videos very cinematically. Okay, especially when you're doing video games, you're reviewing these big, graphically intense adventure games. You have to approach things cinematically because that's how I approach my videos cinematically. But he kind of picked it up. I gave him the editing system that I edit with, and he picked it up. He started doing it on his own, and he did a great job. A couple of things I would have changed or made better, but he kind of picked it up on his own after I taught him. So I'm actually very proud of him for kind of picking it up and doing. He's doing a great job. He really is. He really kind of just took my advice, and I guess he takes after daddy, and he's got a creative spark to him. So it's about having a creative spark, guys. You got to if you can't find that creative spark, it's going to be hard to approach doing a very cinematic or creative type of video that's going to be very engaging to your viewers. Okay, and you want to eventually everyone's going to have to get there. Okay, if you're not there yet, you're eventually going to have to upgrade and get to that next level if you want to really branch out and to kind of engage in different types of audiences. Okay, and I think everyone should. I think all my fellow content creators should definitely, always look every month, every 2 months, look at their stuff and say how could I make it better? How could I make my picture look better? How could I make it look less fuzzy? How could I make the colors look better? Or that last video I looked like I was all red, or everything was dark, or it was too grainy, or I couldn't hear myself. Like, how could I make it better? Okay, so that's really why I'm making these videos, to maybe just give you a little incentive or a little know-how as far as what you can do to kind of approach that. Okay, I know we're having conversations about swords and katana. I would love to be talking katana today with you guys. What do you got? What do you got, Roy? Katana unboxing tonight when I get off Joe. I don't want to upload until tomorrow. Oh, what's up, buddy? I really would definitely like to see what katana you're unboxing. I know you've been trying to get a katana for a while, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing what you got. All right, so getting back to my PowerPoints here. All right, let me go to my next page. All right. Not to say that this is what you need to do. I'll tell you what I use, okay? In terms of basically what I use, all right, this is called a full frame camera. This is actually a mirrorless digital DSLR camera. It's a mirrorless camera. Now, what's the difference between a mirrorless and a mirrored camera, like an SLR and DSLR and mirrorless? Mirrorless just basically stands for the latest technology out there. Now, a lot of people would look at mirrorless photographer wise, and then they can't adapt to it that quick because they're still into the DSLR and they can't get into mirrorless. But there is absolutely no question that mirrorless cameras are the absolute best thing you can pick up to create videos with. Mirrorless cameras, absolutely fantastic as far as the focusing, the autofocus, the fact that it can, no matter where you are on the screen, it'll follow your eyes or focus on your eyes, and you could go back and forth, and it'll keep completely follow where you are. The autofocusing is absolutely amazing. And it's not only about the camera, guys. It's about the lenses. Okay. This is a zoom lens. Okay. So with this, you can basically zoom in and out. This is this particular lens. And I don't want to get too technical, but this is a 24 to 70. So it's 24 to 70 millimeter, 70 millimeter being the tightest angle and 24 being the widest angle. Okay. Now with this camera, you can control something called your f-stop, your shutter speed, and your ISO. Not to blow your mind, if you combine settings together, you can make your picture lighter or darker, and you can kind of manipulate the pictures to make sure that you have the optimal picture quality possible, which is something you cannot do with your cell phone. Okay. If somebody was shooting with your cell phone, there are manual settings that you can do to change things on the fly. But for the most part, your cell phone is going to do an auto correction of what it sees and just give you what it gives you, and that's it. Now, can you fix that in post? Yes. If you're into editing, you can fix that to a certain extent in post, but it's also more work. Okay. And I have a multitude of different cameras. Okay. This little guy is also a mirrorless camera, but it's more of a camera that I use for like stabilizers and things like that for different, depending on what I'm trying to shoot. Okay. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. I'm going to try to get to the chat room as much as possible, guys. Better tech, it can be approached little by little, Roy, little by little. You know, like this particular camera is probably under 1,000 at this point. It's a Z50 mirrorless camera from Nikon. Now, it doesn't have to be Nikon. You could go with Canon. You could go with Sony. There's a lot of different camera makes out there. I just happen to be a Nikon connoisseur. I love Nikon. I've been using Nikon for 40 years. So when everything went mirrorless, I stayed with Nikon. But you can definitely go with other manufacturers, and there's a lot of really beautiful cameras out there. And I recommend going with a mirrorless camera, okay? Because that's pretty much the latest in technology. Along with your camera, guys, you got to have some kind of a pro mic. You got to have some kind of a direct mic to kind of connect to your camera, okay? This is a pro mic, okay? You have different settings here to manipulate the sound. You plug this in kind of to the camera, and this gives you a zoom option to give you the cleanest possible sound you can get, okay? For my lives, right now I'm using a cardioid mic, okay? This is a professional Martinet's cardioid mic, and I have it hooked up to a mixer, okay? So depending on what you're doing, if you're doing a live or whatever it is, you need to have the right equipment in order to what you're doing. Now, what do you guys think of my picture quality right now in terms of the camera, okay? From what I'm seeing on the picture, everything looks bright. It's vivid. Okay. It's sharp. There's no hot spots. There's no shadows. It's an even lit light. Okay. Right now, I'm using a specific camera that actually I picked up, and I actually went to a StreamYard conference, and there was a lot of the best YouTubers in the world. I mean, people with like millions of views, and they're using, equipment equivalent to what I like to use. If not even better, especially for their lives. And they had not said to me, but they had presented certain cameras they used to do their lives. So I went and picked up this particular camera. It's something from Elgato, and it's called the Facecam. It's a premium full HD webcam. It's got Sony lenses. It's a really amazing camera, okay, that you can use for your lives, and it could actually be used to even make videos with. I think one of the last videos I did, actually, I used this camera to do my live. Now, it's not only about that. I'm going to do a review actually on this Elgato Facecam, because I think it's actually an amazing piece of equipment for anyone that's looking to really up their game into doing lives. That's definitely the camera to get. It's about $200. It's not crazy expensive, and I'm sure a lot of people who do lives probably spent well over $200 already going from webcam to webcam, changing things up to try and make things better. So $200 is not a lot to ask, especially because you can control all of the settings on this camera prior to even going live, and to get the type of picture I have here. Now, getting back into lighting. Lighting is extremely important, okay? I want to try to pan this camera because I'm going to show you the reflection of my computer. Okay. You notice the reflection of my computer here? You see that umbrella? Well, it's a glass computer case. You see the umbrella? That's actually my light okay, that I'm using, I'm diffusing a large panel LED light. You can see the LED light actually right there. And I have an umbrella over it, okay, to diffuse it, to give myself an evenly lit picture, okay? So it's about also setting up the lighting to making sure that you have a very evenly lit, high quality picture. So I do this with my lives, and I do this with pretty much how I approach my videos. So in other words, no matter what I do, guys, if I'm doing a live or if I'm doing a product review or a cutting session, I'm very meticulous just to make sure that before I shoot anything, my camera, my composition is great, my lighting is great. If I'm recording sound, my sound is on key. Okay. Now, what I said about lenses. Okay. This is what I do, guys. I'm not saying you need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on lenses. Okay. This particular lens, a lens is pretty much what makes the camera work. Okay. The lens, it's all about the lens to really get the optics that you're looking for. You ever get like that? You ever see a video or you notice that the subject is all in focus and then everything in the background is all blurred out? That's called a bokeh. Okay. It's basically it's a fixed camera, it's a fixed lens, and this is actually a 50 millimeter fixed lens that if you, not to get too technical on it, but if you shoot at a certain aperture on the lens, it'll basically give the person that you're shooting or the subject that you're shooting, it'll give it a like complete pop over the rest of the picture and make everything a soft focus around it to really make that subject really, really stand out. Now, I'll give you an example. Okay, I'll share a screen and I'll show you one of my videos and I'll give you an example what a good camera and a lens is able to achieve. So give me a second to actually share that with you. Nikon's a great, Roy. I love Nikon. I absolutely do. Filmora is a great editing app. There's a lot of great editing apps, guys. I am not saying one app is great better than the other. I personally think Adobe Creative Cloud or Adobe Premiere Pro is one of the best editors on the planet. It's used by most professional production houses around the world. I'm not saying you need to go and spend, $30, $40 a month with a subscription. But if you want to, there's so much bang for the buck and there's so much that you get with Adobe Premiere. And I'll do a video about that. I'll show you the editing screen and I'll show you what Adobe can offer. And if that's what you're looking to invest in and do, I think it's definitely the way to go. But any editing platform that you can feed video into it and you could be creative and manipulate the video, make everything cleaner, boost the sound up, do some color correction, which is very important, making sure everything is completely color corrected. That is what you want to use. So I am not going to discriminate on any editing platform you want to get as long as you have an editing platform to go by. I recommend doing something, though, on a computer and not on a cell phone, though. It should be on a desktop or a laptop, Mac, PC, whatever. Yes, Grubs, it is a pain in the ass to edit on the phone, and I don't recommend it. I have an editing system on my phone, and it's actually a pretty good editing system from Adobe, but I despise it. I hate editing on my phone. I despise it. So I have edited maybe a handful of videos on my phone. If like I'm far away and I'm not near my editing system and I just want to put something out there, it's definitely a good thing to use. But as a whole, you definitely want to get a semi-pro to professional editing platform to use on a computer or a laptop. Okay. I know you guys are probably watching this and saying, oh, how much effing money do I got to spend on doing quality videos? I'm not saying you got to spend $1, guys. I'm just letting you know how I approach it. And if you want to simulate that or do something on your own to make your things better, that's by all means, that's what you guys do. But again, I am not telling you what to do. All right. Where was I? All right. So I'm going to share a screen. Let me show you some videos. If I can share the screen with you, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I'll try to talk to you while my face is on the screen too, doing one of my videos here. So give me a second to get to the screen that I want. Hold on. Let me get that comment off of there. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm trying to be as semi non-technical as possible while trying to convey what I'm trying to do. It's very hard, guys, for me to convey what I'm doing or how I approach things because it's kind of innate to me and I kind of just do it. So it's hard for me to really, I find it difficult for me to explain to you exactly how I approach things because I kind of just it becomes native to me after a while. And I kind of just go, I have a vision and I just do it. And it's hard for me to be specific as far as what I actually do, but I'll get to it. I'll get to that point where I'm more comfortable kind of sharing what my vision is. All right. So let me actually put this on screen here. All right. So now this is one of my videos. So now what you want to notice, guys, on this video, you notice how the picture, okay, is, I don't know if you see the mouse here. You notice how you have a blurred background. You have very subtle lighting on the subject. This is done with a fixed camera lenses. Now, let me actually play this for you. There's no sound right now. You see title. Titles, guys, when you basically add titling and wording to your video, you're reinforcing the video itself. It's about visual, cognitive stuff, visuals that basically reinforce what your video is all about. It makes you look more professional. It makes you look like basically you have a story to tell and you have something you really want to get out there. Okay. So when you look at this picture, guys, you know, I'm introducing myself. I'm putting basically my name out there. You notice the blur in the background of the image. That's what a fixed camera lens does. I'll add B-roll. B-roll is where I add images or video of what I am explaining at that particular time. That's what without being too technical, that's what B-roll is called. Okay. So now I'll skip past this video a little bit. Hold on. Let me get past this. All right. So I'm going to play some sound on here. What am I digging about it? I love the look and the aesthetic appeal of this knife is absolutely. So you notice how as I'm talking about it, the grip of the handle is really nice. Now I like a really comfortable handle. It's very impressive, basically, how well this fits and feels in the hand. So you notice how basically while I'm talking, I'll run different layers on my videos to show what I'm talking about. I'll show detailed views. If I'm talking about the handle, I'll have a close-up of the handle. If I'm talking about the blade steel, I'll have a close-up of the blade steel, okay? And I go back and forth from my A-roll to my B-roll. A-roll is the main video. B-roll is what you're seeing there. Now I'm talking about basically the company. I'm talking about Knife Rights. The parent company began selling supplies to custom knife makers in 1997. Okay, and I'll show basically video of Knife Rights, okay? I'll show you something else. Now, there's a particular video that I put out there that I use a couple different tech savvy stuff to create my videos. Now, there are all different tools and different things that I use. Again, I'm not saying that you need to go and use these types of tools. Now, let me show you some interesting stuff. Okay. Actually, let me get rid of this and I'll go back to the screen after I tell you what this is, okay? This particular item here is actually called a slider, okay? Now, what this does is there's a little bracket on the bottom here that goes into, it's a universal bracket that goes right in, slides into your tripod head, okay? Now, what you do is, it doesn't really work this way, but I'm trying to hold it. What you do is you put a camera on this slider. So basically, if I take this camera here, guys, okay? And I kind of just turn it around the right way. I kind of slide my camera into this slider, okay? So now when I'm shooting basically swords, I have a slider that gives you a nice panning motion on it's basically it's like panning on rails. It's obviously rocky because it's not locked in or it has feet also you can put on the floor. So this is how I basically create all of the sliding motions, the smooth panning motions. And when I'm shooting my knives, swords, mostly for like the swords and things like that, or the big bowies, I use this slider. It's called a slider, a camera slider on rails, on carbon fiber rails, that gives it a nice panning motion. Okay, that makes it look very film-like. I mean, that's basically what it comes down there. It makes it look very film-like because that's what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve that film type of look with these different types of sliders and panners to give it that film type of motion. You ever see like a movie or anything when they're panning like a certain scene? And you notice how the camera's kind of gloating on the air or something like that? they're using sliders or they're using cameras that are on rails to make that effect. And that's how I shoot my professional productions to make them look much more, excuse me, to make them look much more film-like, okay? Another very powerful tool, and this will lead me up to the video that I want to show you here. Another very powerful tool that I use is something called a motorized gimbal. Okay, this is the tripod feet. You close these up when you're using it. This is a motorized gimbal. Okay, this is a motor here and a motor here. It's a motorized gimbal to keep the camera in a floating motion, like as if it's floating on air. So what you do is, again, I'll use this camera as an example. Take the lens off, kind of lock this into the slider, balance this up. Now, what I'm going to show you now is, you see how this is all rocking into place? Now, watch when I put the motors on. Okay, I put the motors on. Now, look at this camera. See how basically it always stays completely steady? See that? And when I'm walking with it, basically, it looks like as if the camera is floating on air. That's what's called a camera stabilizer, okay? So now you can shoot basically also on the floor if you want to get a shot where basically you're going up and panning up, okay? It'll always stay completely steady and stabilized. This is called a camera stabilizer. Now, I use this to actually shoot my Here is a Curry video, okay? So, what's up, G? My son G's in the room. Everybody say hello to Gamer's Edge by G. How you doing, G? Everybody say hello to my son. Give him a little love. Gamer's Edge by G. That's my son, G. Give him a little love, guys. I was actually just talking about you before, John Lou. So this is a camera stabilizer. So this is definitely an incredible tool if you're looking to shoot swords or if you're looking to shoot certain things. And it doesn't also, this is to all content creators, guys. This is not only to us sword and knife reviewers, things like that. This is to any content creator. If you're shooting, let's just say, a scene or a house or the wilderness, imagine having something like this to walk around with, okay, while you're walking through the woods and you're showing, and you can pan this up. You can actually pan this up and you can shoot the sky as you're walking and it'll be completely stabilized. It looks like as if the camera is literally floating in air, as if it's maybe a drone or something like that. So this is a camera stabilizer, and this is an extremely valuable tool in my personal productions, in my cinema work. This is a necessary tool. This has to be on every production that I do. If we have a 4-camera job, one person is always on a motorized gimbal doing that camera angle at all times. And I try to implement this on my videos. It's hard to because I can't shoot myself and do this at the same time. But if I'm shooting certain swords, I'll show you the type of effect that I actually get. So let me show you something of a cinema style production. I had a vision of how I wanted to present this Here is a Curry sword. And I wanted to kind of give you a little trailer, of what the viewer is about to see. I wanted to give the viewer a trailer of what they're about to see. So let me actually share that screen with you. And I'll even play with some sound because, again, the audio and the music you choose reinforces exactly what you're seeing. Audio is an essential tool, guys, if you really want to convey a certain mood in your videos. So music is extremely important in combination even with your narration. I'm not saying everything's got to be music, but it definitely gives you a nice kick, and it brings the level of your realism and your creativity to that next level to make it more engaging for people to want to watch. So music is definitely a must. So let me actually share that screen with you if you guys could follow along with me. Rainforest. I'm seeing your comments, guys, but I'm trying to get through the material here, and I'll try to stop, and then we'll engage in a conversation if we can. I don't want to make this live exactly too long as well. All right, so let me show you my Here is a Curry screen. Okay, so I did my title, guys. This is the end of my title. So now I go into kind of like a teaser trailer type of thing where I'm doing something very impactful and very powerful that's going to draw the viewer in and say, wow, this is going to be man cool. I can't wait to see this sword. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to do. So let me play that for you. Can you guys hear the audio? I'm assuming you can. Say I shot the sky with the stabilizer, added my title to reinforce it, shot a perfect shot of the sun as it's gleaming through the trees. And this is my stabilizer kind of creeping up to the sword. Go with the beat of the song. Change your scene. Go to jump scenes as the beat changes. Change. Change, see? You know, I'm doing a panning motion. Go with the beat of the song and change according to the rhythm to make it more, again, music video-like even. Stock footage, B-roll, back and forth. A-roll to B-roll, A-roll to B-roll. Okay? Close-up details. You can't, guys, you will not be able to get this level of detail if you're using a cell phone. If you really want to get to that level of detail, especially because I review katana. Katana are very extremely intricate pieces, okay? There's so many different things that are going on in the katana and things that you really need a really good lens, good close-up lens to really have the viewer appreciate what you're trying to show them. There's so many intricacies and details on a katana, going from the habaki to the kashira to the fuchi to the saya. There's so many different pieces. There's probably about 20 different pieces or 20 different things, if not more, that you can actually show to people. But with that right camera, you're going to be able to convey that with the ultimate detail. You know, the hamon, you got to have the right camera to really be able to capture that hamon in the right way. What's up, guys? Welcome, brother. Okay, so basically here, I introduced it. 2/3 of the blade. Then I went into basically some older videos. I spoke about basically cutting and things like that, okay? Whatever. You notice how my camera angle, my composition, my background, everything is on target. So basically that's what I'm trying to convey to you, okay? So let me actually stop this one here. Let me go here. Now look at this with the blurred background. Okay, you notice basically how the background of the brick is all completely blurred out. You notice how I have a professional mic to be able to capture my sound. How you want to look at it. So we have the Kashira, the end cap. Now this particular one, I'm actually using two different cameras that I'm switching back and forth. As you can see from the pictures, details. Can't get that with a cell phone, guys. Pattern design. Now this is the truth with all of the pieces that I chose so far this is the third sword I have from Jakku. They're all very detailed pieces. Now, okay, that's again B-roll, another layering of basically details. Say, they're not handmade. Okay, and basically, guys, you're doing this all within your post-production. Now, this may be overwhelming you guys. I'm not saying this is what you need to do. This is how I approach my videos. I approach my videos basically in this fashion to engage the viewer and to basically pull them in to basically what I'm trying to show them. I am also, again, my videos have to look and feel a certain way or I'm not satisfied. If I don't satisfy myself, it doesn't matter what my viewers think. You have to satisfy yourself, okay? So I'm hoping that this is coming across to you as not in a way that I'm trying to be arrogant, guys. I'm really trying to help you. And I really would love to be able to share my knowledge with you. And again, this is a pilot, so I'm not really getting into too many details. I just wanted to give you a basic overview of everything that's out there, okay? Tina. Thank you, Tina. I really appreciate it. And Tina, I appreciate the donation, T. And Tina, I got to tell you, you are the first donation I have ever gotten. So I'm going to give you I'm not even prepared yet, but I'm going to tell you what I do when I get my donations. So as I get my donations, this is what comes up. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate the donation, and I'll always remember, Tina, that you were the first person to ever give me a donation. So that's going to be my horn that's going to ring every time I get a donation from you guys. I really sincerely appreciate it, Tina. Thank you. I love you. I can't wait to see you in Florida soon. I really appreciate it. So again, guys, music reinforces what you're doing. Titling is very important. Branding, you got a brand, guys. Okay, this is my brand right now. Let me show you my brand. Let me get to my brand section. So this is my logo. Okay, so this now goes on every single one. I should just do a video like this. You can't see my face. It's awesome. This brand basically goes on all of my shirts. Okay, so here my shirt's the same brand. I have it in the introduction of my videos, and I put it basically on stickers. You have to create a brand for yourself. It could be a logo or something like that. The brand is something that's going to distinguish you from every other YouTuber out there. A successful YouTuber has to have a brand. Okay, that's very, very important to make up a brand. I create them myself. I have the graphics programs. I work with Photoshop. I expertise in all these programs. I can do it myself, but there are people out there that can make up the brands for you. And once you have that brand made up, then you can share it and you can do whatever you need to do with it. Let me get to your comments a little bit. I've never filmed myself before. If I ever did, I would send it to you and the other guys for constructive criticism before anyone else. I would love, Daniel, I would love to give you guys constructive criticism. If you guys, I would never criticize any of the videos I put out there unless you ask me to. If you basically say, Joe, listen, I just shot this video. What do you think of it? What can I do better? Then I'll lend you my advice. I would never, listen, I watch a lot of videos and I critique every video that I watch. I say, oh, this could be done like this, could be done like that. But I would never, ever put into the comment section and say that you should have done things a little differently. Never, never do that. If you guys want constructive criticism in how you should approach certain videos, I will, with all my heart, I will give that to you. But you have to ask me for it. I would never do it on my own because, again, I'm not judging what works for you as a YouTuber. I'm just letting you know how I approach it. If you're content doing what you're doing and it's working for you, then definitely, by all means, keep on doing what you're doing. And listen, if you're having fun with it and you're not looking to go crazy, you just really want to get videos out there and it's keeping you sane and you love the hobby, then keep on doing what you're doing. My job right now is to show you how I approach it. And if you can get something from it and try to improve your particular videos, then I did something good and I'll be happy about it at the end of the day. And that's all I'm trying to do, guys. I'm just letting you know what I'm trying to do. To go, but you're making me want to get me my shit into one sock. Listen, if I would love to, Gene, I would love to inspire you to start making videos. I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun. My biggest satisfaction when I make up videos, guys, is the satisfaction of the end result. Is satisfaction is saying that I created something. A content creator, the definition of a YouTube content creator is creating something unique that is only that has never been done before. In terms of you as the talent, what you're showing, the words that you're using, it's a unique video. Called, and it's YouTube. It's your tube. Okay. It's a unique creation of the person that's trying to create it. When you basically take a couple of these different aspects to bring up the quality and the creative capabilities that you're able to use at your disposal, when you finally put this all together and create something, you got great picture, you got great composition, your lighting was on key, your sound was great, your editing is great, everything came together the way you wanted it to. There's no better satisfaction than saying, I created that. This is what I wanted to get out there. I did it. I put it together and I put it out there. And that's the greatest satisfaction by creating a video that's more in a cinematic nature or something that's organized with a lot of detail. So that's me, guys. Making videos, taking pictures is in my blood. That's what basically gets my juices flowing. It may not be what yet your juice is flowing, but if you're a content creator and you're serious about what you're doing, That's the type of satisfaction that you should be looking for, because that's only going to drive you into basically, pushing you into doing something better and better every single time. You lost me at technical. Seriously, you gave me some ideas to improve. I'm hoping I did, Bird. And again, please call upon me if you guys have anything that you want me to review, or you want me to critique certain things. I would love to give you my advice. Now, you could tell me, Joe, how you're talking about. I'm fine doing it the way it is. But if you ask for my advice, I will, with all my heart, I will give it to you. Yes, Grugs. Listen, you came a long way, buddy. You actually stepped out of being just a viewer and you said, I'm going to make videos, and you're doing a great job, buddy. You're using a graphics program. You're putting things together. You should be very proud of yourself. I think all YouTube content creators should be extremely proud of themselves, because what you're doing, not a lot of people could do. Not a lot of people could basically go in front of the camera, put themselves out there like this, and speak to the world. Not a lot of people can do it. And you should all pat yourselves up on back and give yourselves a lot of credit for what you're doing. Okay. My job is to basically try to maybe give you some different ideas to maybe go into that next level, or give you some food for thought, something to say, maybe I can approach it this way. That's really what I'm trying to do. And that's the whole point of this pilot, because I want to get some feedback after you guys watch this. I want to get some feedback from you guys to see what you guys think and how you think I should approach this, if you think it's a good idea, a bad idea. And then I'll basically try to try to make videos and individual videos to isolate, the camera work or the sound or the lighting. I'll dedicate certain videos to certain different things. Now, again, I am not by any means, guys, walking away from my sword and knife reviews. I'm just trying. I love doing my YouTube stuff. I'm not changing the format of my channel, so don't get the wrong idea. I just wanted to also implement, either in my channel or maybe on another venue like TikTok or Instagram, another venue where I wanted to kind of implement also the background of content creating and how I approach making my sword videos, my knife videos, my cutting videos. And I wanted to kind of try to share that, and hopefully I could, enlighten some of you guys to maybe do something a little different. Okay. So I'm giving you 40 years of background that I'm trying to share with you to help you out in your content creating. Because listen, content creating is hard, guys. There's a lot of stuff you got to worry about, and it's not easy. And I really want to try to make it a little easier for you, and maybe have you invest in certain things that would make it a little easier for you. Okay. Some people could go out on YouTube and do a one and done and not have to do much editing. And I give those people a lot of credit in the world. I'm not a one and done guy. You have to see how many takes I do before I get my videos right. And thank God I'm a good editor, because if not, I wouldn't be on YouTube right now, because I F up a lot more than basically I do right, This series is a home run because it can help us in the community, and also anyone else needed expertise. I agree, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking for feedback from you guys to see if I should kind of run with this or if I should take baby steps. Again, I don't want to go out and be arrogant, make the appearance that I'm criticizing or being arrogant about anything. I'm just letting you know how I approach it, and then you guys can take what you want from it or take nothing at all. But I feel like I wanted to kind of bring it out there. What else do we have here, guys? I'm trying to go through my point list. Again, critique yourself, critique every video that you do at all times. Quality picture, equipment is always important. The possibilities are endless, guys. When you learn how to edit and you learn how to put things together, the possibilities of what you could put out on YouTube are endless. On every video, try to reinvent the wheel. I try to reinvent everything I do, even if it's little subtle differences, a different logo, a different introduction, a different way of approaching something, a different angle, a different shot, a different lighting scheme, a different background. I just try to implement different things on every video, because I'm also the type that I get bored very easily. And if I don't change my things around, I'll get bored with doing YouTube creating and I'll move on from it. So I have to kind of reinvent what I'm doing. And the good thing about what I'm doing is the fact that I'm putting something out that's very fresh for everyone to see, and it's not the same old drab thing over and over and over again. Because I get bored seeing doing the same thing over and over again, and I always try to take a different approach. That's why I love these lives. I love doing Blade Talk with Scab and Joe. I love all these different venues to kind of just do something different within my creative integrity and what I like to achieve, and I just need all of these different things to keep myself satisfied, because if I don't keep myself satisfied and enticed, I lose interest. So, and you got to kind of have that type of outlook on it, guys. You have to kind of challenge yourself, always challenge yourself to create something better. Never go into the routine of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what they say? The definition of insanity is basically doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same result. That's what they say is the definition of insanity. So, not to say insane out there, but you understand what I'm saying. It's just trying to reinvent and always trying to make yourself better, and that's pretty much what it all comes down to. So, guys, what do you think? You think I should kind of run with this? You think this is crazy? You think I'm out of my mind? Again, I want to get your critique, guys, too. What you think? If you think you got something out of this live, and if you want me to build on it, and if you think you're going to take anything from it. And again, if you guys want me to critique anything you're doing, I will very politely let you know my opinion, how I would have approached it. And that's all I'll do. I'll never say that you need to do it this way or that way. I'll just tell you how I would have approached this is, A, B, and C. That's pretty much all it comes down to. So I'm going to be ending this off pretty soon, guys. I didn't want to make this a long live. I just kind of wanted to try to put it out there to let you know what I'm looking to achieve. We've been on for about an hour. So what do you guys think? You have any questions for me or anything like that? Okay. Keep it going. I'll keep it going, T. And T, thank you so much for being the first donation I've ever gotten, Tina. I forever thankful to you, and I'll always remember you for that, T. I really appreciate it. Channel. I don't know if I want to start another channel. I want to kind of build it around my channel, because it's kind of really, it's a background of how I approach my videos. It's how I approach my videos. So I want to kind of keep it within the realm, at least for the time being. Bird, just keep it kind of in the realm of my channel itself, and just build on it from there and have different segments. I haven't even named it yet. I know I was naming this Tech Talk for the content creator. It may not even be had that name. I may keep it as Tech Talk for the content creator. I don't know. But I may basically keep it on my channel for the time being and see how it does and how people respond to it. Hopefully people will watch this after this is done to see if they can get something out of it. If they got something from it, then I'll decide if I'm going to kind of move with it from there. But I don't want to put things out there if people are not going to receive it the right way. So that's really what I'm waiting for, to see how it sits with people. So call it like a pilot. This is a pilot live, and I want to see how people respond to it and what people think about it. And I would love to get your comments. If you guys are watching this later on or even after this live, I would love to get your comments to let me know what you guys thought about this, and if I should continue with it, and if there's anything that you wanted to tell me about it as well. Kathleen, sharing knowledge is appreciated, and I really enjoy doing it. Shane, I don't know if you're still in the room, but thanks for joining me, buddy. I really appreciate it. Critique of my videos, see what you're saying, and improve. Grugs, it'll be my pleasure, buddy. It'll be my pleasure. Out there is huge. It is a huge step, Gene. It is a huge step. It's just getting yourself out on YouTube is the biggest step of them all. Now, navigating around YouTube and kind of making it work is the next challenge, a challenge all its own. Just kind of just saying, all right, I have something I want to do on YouTube. How am I going to approach it? People need help. People need help. And if I can do something to help my fellow content creators do it, then I'll be happy to do it, because again, I've lived video all my life. It is my life. It's in my blood. It's in my genes. It's what I do. My son, thankfully, kind of got those genes, and he's doing a great job with it with very little instruction from me. It kind of just is just in his blood. I'm actually really proud of him for that. Oh, gee, you're at work right now, buddy. I'll see you after work, buddy. So that's about it, guys. I'm going to probably close it off now. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you sitting through all my rambling. I'm really hoping you got something out of this, and I'll wait for the feedback I get from this video to see if I should continue it. I'm looking to also go on maybe other lives with other content creators to see if I can just share this out there to get to different audiences to see if people wanted to get in, so I could build my audience to kind of getting into seeing this segment. So I'm going to try a couple different things, guys, to see what works and what doesn't work. But I'll go on around room. Tina, thank you again, T. Really appreciate it, my darling. McFarlane Farley, thank you. Gruggs, thank you for being here. G and Kayla Johnson, love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for my knife. I got to tell you, I'm going to do a review on this knife. This is the CJRB. I absolutely love this stuff. I actually, when I get back from Florida to go see Scab, I'll probably take it with me. I'm going to do a review on this. But thank you, Gene. I really appreciate this. I really absolutely love this knife. Can't wait to get a review out for that. Danimal, thank you for joining me in the room. I appreciate it. G, thanks for joining me. Samurai Bird, thanks for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm probably going to close it off now, guys, to let you know. I'll give you a little piece of advice. You are on YouTube as a content creator. Go and create something, okay? The best advice I can give you is to go and create something. And that's the joy of being a content creator, to create something for yourself, something that's unique, something that there's no other video on YouTube like it, because it's something that you created, your brainchild, and the satisfaction that you get from it is incredible, is so valuable. You are I know, Gruggs, you would definitely be jealous, but yes, I'm taking that trip to go see Scab, and you'll get surprised when that happens, but it's coming up pretty soon, my friend. And I am definitely going to stick it into your face a little bit, because I was a little jealous when you showed me all those freaking sunset shots and sunrise and sunset shots from Florida. So you made us jealous too. So I think you need to eat it up as I dish it out, my friend. So I love you all. Thanks for all your support, guys. Thank you, Tina, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Appreciate every single one of you. And again, I'm here for you. And let's hope I get some good feedback on this. And I will make it a show, guys. I'll make videos about it. I'll make lives. We'll call it Tech Talk for the Content Creator if you want, or I'll call it something else. And I'm going to try to keep it on my own channel. So thanks, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining me on my live as always. Hope you can watch this later and share my video and get this message out there. And I'm hoping I get some good feedback on this, and I will make it work and kind of turn it into something a little bit bigger than this. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm going to play my intro. Okay. My branded intro, and I'm going to close off my live. Love you all. Thanks for joining me. Peace out, guys. Ciao.